What's that?
When can you go to grocery trails with us?
Oh, I don't know. Of course, I could have pointed the blow-off valve back, but I had to point it right so straight in your driver's seat here.
458?
That is awesome. Now that is an absolute thing of beauty. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the one that built it. So as you guys can see, I got the compressor side of my little turbo all plumbed in. So we are so close to getting this guy finished up. But as you can see, I got my intake here still snorkeled nice and high in case I still want to eventually get this all sealed up. And if it works well, I can still play in the mud. But yes, I use this old ragged piece off of my original snorkel just for sentimental value. And of course I got my pantyhose pre-filter in there to filter out all the unwanted dust. That's just going to run in here. This is actually a new air filter I have in there, a high flow one for the turbo. And that's going to run down into our compressor housing inlet. And of course from here, the turbo spools it up, adds boost. It runs up. We have our blow-off valve here for when our throttle plate closes. When I let off the gas, all that pressure doesn't just slam against the throttle body. That gives it an escape so you don't blow apart your hoses or your couplers. That's the point of a blow-off valve. And again, this is even one that I got that this tip can come off. I can screw in a fitting here and either snorkel it or tie it back in somewhere else, so that it'll be all good and sealed if I want to continue to play in the mud with this guy. One thing I haven't shown is I did have to extend and slide my throttle body back away from the head. The reason I had to do that is so I could add my 3-bar map sensor in here somewhere. This little piece right here is all the room I had. And I really don't want to go mess with that in case I eventually return this back to stock because this turbo doesn't work like I'm hoping it will. Of course, that's probably just the cheap part anyway, but it just worked better just to go ahead and slide it back, and I was able to mount my 3-bar map sensor in there. Now I know there's going to be those of you out here watching this as, well, where in the world is your intercooler? You can't run a turbo without an intercooler. Well, that's not exactly true. You can. A lot of factory vehicles come stock with the turbo without an intercooler. Even some of your Mavic X3 turbos don't have intercoolers from the factory. And then one more thing to keep in mind, this is a itty bitty turbo. So what that means is if I gotta push a large volume of air a long way, say through an intercooler and back around, I am actually going to lose boost, and I may end up losing more boost to hurt the performance more than running a little hotter air because I don't have an intercooler. Again, this is uncharted territory for a 500. We have no idea how it's gonna react to having a turbo on it. So it's gonna take some playing around. We may end up adding an intercooler to see if there's a difference in performance. But for now, for testing, I think we'll be good without running the intercooler. We're gonna keep it nice and simple and see how the 500 does. So now I'm basically just down to a few other little things here and there that needs done, and we should be good to go. I still gotta have my O2 sensor bung in the exhaust here somewhere, probably in here for my auto tune. I still gotta run my boost controller. I have to wire up the 3-bar map sensor into the auto tune and get a power wire from a switch to our oil pump. So that's actually not too bad. We don't have a whole lot to go. And in fact, I'm thinking probably the next video with this guy, she is going to be fired up, and I would say it's safe to say that we're gonna move her. Maybe not very far till we see how the tuning is, but we may back her out at least, do a quick little trip back and forth and test her out that way. And then we'll get into all the fun of trying to tune this beast to handle the extra power. So that'll be coming up here real soon. We are going to get this guy done before that snow's flying out there for sure, within the next couple of weeks. This guy's going to be ripping like it's never ripped before. And I'll say thanks for watching, and until next time, keep on riding.